So the coronation has begun, and Kamala, ready to stand up and speak to her supporters and give her team the rally cry to let's get this done, gets a surprise phone call from President Joe Biden.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Wait, what did she say?
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Let's hear that again.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Let's slow it down.
Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Glad to have you on the the phone call. Is that what I heard?
Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Sure sounds that way, doesn't it?
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty, and welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you notification of my rants, my ravings, and my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. That's the way that we get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Conspiracy theories are born out of lack of information. Let me say that again. Conspiracy theories are born out of the lack of information. When you don't provide information, people start filling in the blanks. And oftentimes, yes, their imaginations can run wild. And sometimes, though, conspiracy theories are actually 100% true. They are the truth. The way that Joe Biden stepped away, that he's decided that he's not going to run for president any longer. He'll stay on the job, but he's not going to run. Done very unceremoniously, a letter that gets released on Twitter/X. Then 30 minutes later comes the endorsement of Kamala. Camilla thinks she's a hottie Harris. And shazam. That's it. He's out. She gets the endorsement. Immediately, the Clintons come out with their endorsement. Nancy Botox Pelosi holds off giving an endorsement. Now she's given one. All of the 20-plus Democratic governors across the country have given their endorsements. Still the holdout is Barack Obama's. And I've got a theory on that, and I'll share it with you in a moment. But we have yet to see the president. People immediately began to point out that the letter that was released was not released on White House stationery, but rather from the desk of Joseph R. Biden Jr. Everybody thought it was kind of strange that it was not on official White House letterhead. That the signature on the letter doesn't really match Joe Biden's signature. That, in fact, there's an S on the end of his name, like it's Joe Biden's, and it's underlined. Now, Megyn Kelly, who before her career in journalism was an attorney, did state that oftentimes a spouse who may be infirmed and cannot sign their own name and power of attorney has been given to the other spouse. The way that you are signing for someone is to underline their name. That lets the recipient know that this person didn't actually sign the document. Bump, ba-dum, bump. And the fact that it is in the plural, Biden's, because Jill does see herself as the co-president. She is the one that has been holding out this entire time and getting Joe to hold out. Isn't it interesting? The director of Secret Services finally resigned today after Congress was actually able, in a bipartisan way, to finally, completely, totally, and authentically agree on something. Both Democrats and Republicans agreed that after Director Cheadle, testified yesterday before Congress on the absolute failure of protecting Donald Trump, that she had to go. Why Joe Biden didn't fire her? Now we find out that she was a really good friend of Jill Biden. And when Cheadle announced her resignation today, Joe Biden, the president, allegedly, sent out a statement. We have yet to see him. Jill and I thank you for your service. Wait. Jill? Why is Jill in on this? Again, she sees herself as co-president. By the way, Cheadle was her buddy. Cheadle didn't actually get the job because of merit and because she earned it and deserved it. She got it because she was Jill's friend. So Jill has been the holdout in all of this. There are reports that last week when we got word that the president had COVID, that actually he had a stroke. Could have been a Parkinson's disease-related seizure, but they, on flight, on board Air Force One, a hospital in Las Vegas reports that they received word that they were to prepare for the president coming in. And then apparently the staff decided, no, let's just get him back to the East Coast, and that the plane was flying so fast that literally the plane was shaking throughout the remainder of the flight, but that he had made enough of recovery that he could walk off of Air Force One. But you can see video footage that when he gets to the limo, you literally see people not only helping him get in, but you see someone have to kind of crouch down and grab his legs and put his legs for him up in the car as if he were FDR. Something going on here. We have a man who is running for the presidency for re-election, steps away and calls off his campaign on Twitter. The White House staff apparently really was blindsided. They didn't know it was coming. Only a few key people knew it was happening minutes ahead of time. And the media didn't even know it was coming. And normally they would get some kind of notification from the White House that, hey, in the next 5 minutes, something really big is going to go down. They got no warning. It was just this drop on X. And we still haven't seen the president. Some people have speculated, has he left this earth? Many are speculating that he has had some type of stroke. Now, if this is all conspiracy and conjecture, there is a way to clear the air on all this. This has nothing to do with Rovid. Now, the plan has been all along to get rid of Joe. They knew he could not mount a campaign against Donald Trump. They've known that for months. And the debate was the cherry on the sundae. And the Barack Obama plan and the Nancy Botox Pelosi plan was to each day leak a little bit more and force Joe into a situation where he finally had to say, that's enough, I'm done. Okay, they wanted him gone, but they didn't want, and Nancy Pelosi said as much as did Barack Obama, Kamala Harris should not be coronated, that she should have to go through, quote, a process. Here's what I think. This is just a hunch. Staff loyal to Joe Biden in the White House, when they saw that resignation and knew that that was not his actual signature, they have access to his Twitter feed. And they threw a monkey wrench into the Obama-Pelosi plan. That 30 minutes after the suspend my campaign notice went out came the endorsement for Kamala Harris. And then when Bill and Hillary jumped on and some of the governors jumped on and then other governors jumped on, Nancy Pelosi, who is a political animal, decides to break with Barack Obama and say, hey, look, everybody's endorsing her. I'm going for it too. Don't be on the wrong side of history. And she gave her endorsement. Now they got Kamala. And now the gaslighting begins. Notice the stories that we're getting now. The stories that we're getting now that she is exciting and this is vibrant and the Democratic Party is energized and they've received $250 million in donations overnight and this is amazing. All of a sudden, all these people that were lamenting Joe having to step away because of his great record and he's the greatest president like ever, and AOC, taking to social media talking about that Biden was being forced out.
I'm just going to say it. If you think that there is consensus among the people who want Joe Biden to leave, that they will support Kamala, Vice President Harris, you would be mistaken. And I'm going to say that because if they're going to come out and say all their little things on background off the record, but they're not going to be fully honest, I'm going to be honest for them. I'm in these rooms. I see what they say in conversations. A lot of them are not just interested in removing the president. They are interested in removing the whole ticket.
But now we are in full-throated support of the coronation of Kamala. And we still haven't seen Joe Biden. We get a recording. Some people are saying, is this AI? Artificial intelligence? Could it be? Because, see, if he's truly incapacitated, he can't be president. Now, you've got this other narrative going on that the liberals are trying to say, the liberal pundits, etc., that Donald Trump and the Republicans are now in disarray and they don't know what to do because they don't want to run against Kamala. Let me respond to that officially. What do you mean they want to run against Kamala? She's more hated than Joe. At least Joe had, some kind of... when Kamala ran against Joe, you know how many votes she got? Zero. Even from her home state of California. Zero. She was only polling in her home state at 3%. She quit before the Iowa caucus. She was handpicked by Joe to be the VP because she wouldn't be a threat to him. The same way Barack Obama handpicked Joe Biden to be his VP because he wouldn't be a threat to him. It's the good old boy system there. And then when it was time to have somebody to run against Donald Trump and to be the Democratic, nominee, first the nod was given to Hillary. She couldn't pull it off. So then next go round, Bernie Sanders was about to run away with that primary, and shazam, the Obama machine stepped in and picked loyal Joe Biden. But they didn't want Kamala this time. They were going to do an end run around her, and that tweet screwed everything up. But this narrative that the Republicans are scared to run against Kamala, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? When she serves up endless word salad, are you kidding me?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. We must together work together to see where we are headed, where we are going, and our vision for where we should be. Because we have the ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. And when folks vote, they order what they want. And in this case, they got what they asked for.
So we're going to get AstroTurf now. We're going to get gaslit that this is an exciting thing. And everyone is just re-energized in the Democratic Party, and that everyone in the country now sees that there is hope in this election. They aren't stuck with these two old guys. There is now Kamala Harris, and she can be our mommy.
I keep thinking in my head that we all need a mom. I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
But of course, the liberal pundits are there to warn you that the conservatives are so fearful that all they can do now is threaten and demean this woman of color whose family were slave traders. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that she loved to incarcerate people of color in the state of California and keep them there longer than they were supposed to be there because it was free labor in those prisons and at the benefit to California. You know, a cheap, free labor source. Kind of like her relatives, the slave traders. Any similarities there? But hey, don't you dare point out her record, and don't you dare not get her name right.
I think it's a good time to try and get this pronunciation right once and for all. I tell you what it's not. It is not Kamala Harris. It is not Kamala Harris. It is Kamala Harris, according to her own memoir in 2019.
Kamala, a name that makes her critics fume.
We will admit we did not see this coming.
But Kamala can sure light up the room. And though you might say, nah, don't cite her every flaw, cause frankly I don't give a just vote for Kamala.
What exactly do you know about Kamala Harris?
And don't you dare pronounce her name Kamala. It's Kamala.
That is what's called leadership.
Kamala. She's finally come to save the day.
Because I am in this race to win.
Kamala. Girl, don't get in her way. So lest you think there's ages till November.
So here we go. The party that keeps claiming democracy is on the ballot, and if Donald Trump gets elected, there'll never be elections again. When was the last time the Democrats had an actual election? They've rigged 3 primaries in a row. They rigged it for Hillary. They rigged it for Biden. And now they've rigged it for Kamala, a woman who literally, in her political career and running for the presidency, has received 0 votes and 0 delegates. All of the Biden delegates have now pledged their support to Kamala. You know, I will say this unofficially. Barack is pissed. Pastor Marty, you shouldn't say that, but it's true. Barack is pissed. This was not the plan. This was not the plan. So now, the Democrats, the media, they're going to gaslight us. But know this. If she really was this popular, if this really is organic, because they're trying to say that overnight the polls have just flipped. It's like a tie now. If that were the case, remember now, we haven't seen Joe Biden in a week. It's obvious to all people something is up, something serious. Some are even speculating, for the first 3 years of his administration, they were pumping him up full of uppers so that he could come out and kind of function at things like State of the Union addresses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some people are wondering if they've given him so many of those magic elixirs through the years, if his kidney and liver hasn't shut down on him. Oh, indeed. Kind of like Hunter. But this is Heyman. I told you this, I told you this, I told you. Everything they keep trying to throw at Donald Trump keeps boomeranging back on them. And they're now trying to gaslight the American people. But I remind you of this. The same people who told you Russia, 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 collusion, collusion, collusion. The same people that lied about the dossier. The same people that lied about spying on Trump. The same people that ran him through 2 phony impeachments. The same people that told you for 4 years that Joe Biden had absolutely no mental deficiencies whatsoever. This is the best Joe Biden ever. The same people that told you the Hunter laptop was Russian disinformation are now telling you everybody's excited for Kamala and she is up to the job and Biden's okay. If Biden were okay, we'd see him. We don't see him because he's not okay and he's diminished. He can't perform the role. And they keep telling us, oh, you Republicans, don't 25th Amendment Joe Biden. Trust me, you don't want Kamala to be president for the next 6 months because then you will really show you how unfit Donald Trump is and she will be the incumbent in November and people will overwhelmingly vote for her. You don't want her to be the president, I promise you. They're lying. They're terrified that they might have to install her now because it will only be revealed in a matter of days how absolutely incapable she is of being the president. Right now, they're going to try to create an illusion and hope that they can sucker enough American people to believe it. Don't. Oh, baby. Kamala Harris. Give me a break.